Alright, welcome back. This will probably be where we start here. Right down the list, so this is the YouTube section. Right down the list, we are playing an adventure entitled Blackchapel. It's not really an adventure. I don't know what's going to happen. I just know some themes and some items and stuff we've got going on. Round the list, we're playing Dungeon World using the Grimworld sourcebook. Sarah P, that's me, is playing our human battlemaster, Zipporah.
Zipporah.
She is most heavily tied to the docks in Blackchapel. The docks are made out of a type of wood that smells like cinnamon. She is graceless, and she is irresponsible. This means other players will get XP if they offer her a beneficial social situation that she can fuck it up with crass or blunt observations. And irresponsible is other people get XP if they try to convince her to shirk her responsibilities. Ravatas, you are the gravity conduit. Conductor, what the fuck? You're a gravity elemental character, right? So, do you float around or are you super heavy?
I'd say I can do both. I can alter my internal gravity to do either.
Alright. So you are tied most heavily to the warehouse district. The guards once saved your life. Oh, that's right. Our battlemaster's father died when a thief stole documents because her father was a pirate. You were saved from the Blackchapel monster by the Watch years ago when you were young. And so you are a big fan of the guard in the city. In the warehouse district. Right here. In the warehouse district is the slippery Eel Tavern. You are also graceless, and you are curious, and people get XP for trying to convince you to do things that you shouldn't. Umbrin Salalabible. I hate elven names. You are also from the warehouse district. You are a slayer. That is to say, you are literally, if you go too long without killing something, you fall into withdrawals. You have axes. You are an elf. You have axes that instill in you this bloodthirst. They can charm people. The warehouse district has a seriously ghetto broken down area, with like the buildings have collapsed because they dug too deep. Rumor has it it was a falling star, but the truth is they just dug too deep and they covered it up with a lie. You are trustworthy, which means that people can confide in you a dangerous secret. This doesn't mean that you are actually trustworthy. It just means that they get XP if they tell you a secret. And also, they get XP if they offer you an easier solution that exploits the weak, so you can either accept it or deny it.
I totally accept it.
Right. And then Felix, the Kobold Rogue. What poison did you choose?
Serpent's Tears.
How does that work?
Whenever somebody attacks a target that has Serpent's Tears on it, they can reroll their damage die and take the better result. Okay.
You hail from the sewers of Blackchapel. You are greedy, so people offering you finance for undermining their friends get XP, and you are selfish, so suggesting that you sacrifice something to improve the lot of others will give them XP as well. The sewers are built on top of an ancient civilization, right?
They actually are. Oh, God damn it, Nozzle! Get back in the box!
This is like, I can't use that voice!
They actually are an ancient civilization.
Okay, Chris, I have a suggestion.
I'm going to be practicing it while we're
slightly Muppety. Think slight Muppetism.
I'm infected with a slight Muppetism.
Walk, 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 walk.
I'll start being Victor and just play the Swedish chef. What's the death move for Rogue called?
I don't remember. I'll look it up for you later.
Okay.
So we have we're gonna start this off. Who wants to volunteer to be my scene setter?
I'm doing shit, bro.
Chris is busy doing behind the scenes shit.
Good night, mate. I'll be down with that. What's that, sis?
Yes.
Right.
That is the worst Australian accent I've ever heard.
I believe I heard Sis volunteer. Alright, so Sis, you are just leaving the slippery Eel Tavern. It's the best tavern in the warehouse district. The drinks here are astoundingly good for astoundingly little money because if they charged what they should, they'd go out of business. But the bartender there has fantastic taste and refuses to serve bad liquor. So you are mildly intoxicated. You're a bit of a curiosity to the people of Blackchapel, the majority of the populace being human, not gravity elementals. So you're drunk. Not like trash drunk, but a slightly tipsy. Little bit of a buzz. So are you floating or like heavily trying to move your feet as you leave the tavern?
So I would imagine they'll have no self-control at this point. So basically at the moment I am super heavy and everything around me is starting to slowly shift towards me as I walk out the tavern.
Like you're walking, it's as if you have static electricity problems and you're like walking through the world of Post-its and things are just like pulling towards you slightly. Like the lamppost lets a little creak out, right? As it kind of like turns and bends as you walk underneath it. And
could you imagine? Like, you know when you're drunk, the spinning, like, room thing? Could you imagine that? If
the
you could
room is actually spinning.
Yeah.
Wow.
Alright, so we're going to find out whether or not being allowing gravity as an element was a good decision or a bad decision by the end of this adventure. That's what we're going to discover here. So I'm going to ask you to roll me plus wisdom. Here is, what's going on here is you're going to be pickpocketed. You're walking in a ghetto, rundown warehouse district, out of a tavern, you're showing off a little bit of intoxication, and it's hard not to notice you. So roll me plus wisdom.
Alrighty.
On a 10 plus, you're going to catch the pickpocket in the act, or see him coming. Ho, ho, ho. On a 7 and 9, they only got away with trifles. On a miss, you're going to miss whatever's gone. Do you have any significant equipment?
Well, not really. I've got a lever. Well, they can't steal my clothes. Can they?
Oh, can they?
Have you never seen the gamers?
They're suddenly naked. Shit.
Have you never seen the gamers? Oh, we are gonna find a way to watch the gamers. I don't care how Australian you are. That has to happen.
I'll go 9. Actually, this is actually part of my starting things. I have a pouch of coins.
How many coins?
Tells me to roll a d10, so I'll roll a d10.
So the only money you have left.
All 8 coin.
With 8 coin.
Yeah, 8 coin.
See,
The most.
8 coins.
Does he get XP for that roll though?
Did he fail? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so mark XP. You need this money to pay rent. So you were gonna go from the tavern and you're gonna go pay all your money to the landlord. Right, so you go to your rundown apartment in the warehouse district. The door kind of like won't open because it's pulling towards you, but it's a push door. You're slightly upset because like you really wanted to buy some flowers for the prettiest girl in the warehouse district that you've got your eyes set on. But you can't buy the flowers now because you got to pay rent. So you're a little upset, which is why you were at the tavern. And now you're a little drunk. Now the door won't open. Son of a bitch! So you're like, open it. You're like, and then all of a sudden, like when you go to
Suddenly circles. What?
What? Why are we circling?
Because it's pink and it's emphasizing that that's mine.
Oh well, you're blue today.
I'm not. I'm pink. Look at the bottom of row 20.
Look at the screen.
That doesn't count because you've got 2 purples.
No, I don't. I have a pink and a purple. Just like a dude to not be able to tell the difference between 2 colors. Holy shit.
What's funny?
Chris, the look on your face! Oh, that was priceless! I saw Chris be like, I can't talk right now, I can't talk right now, I can't say that!
It's fucking salmon! Okay.
Sarah's like, I know exactly what you mean! So, there you are, right, and like, some dude will, running past you, will just, like, bump into you, right? And he's gonna turn around,
like, more like, they're attracted to me.
Yeah, like, you know, he falls onto you, basically, right? And then he's gonna whirl around, so he's facing you as he backs up, and he's gonna be like, hey, I'm walking here! As he, like, backs away into the fog, the thick fog that like, settles down over the cobblestone streets.
Yeah, whatever, buddy, keep moving.
You know, your pocket feels a little light.
That's probably not anything. Sure.
So at this point, we're gonna flip cameras here. We're gonna go over to to homeboy syllables.
I'm gonna take off after that guy, by the way. Just saying.
Yeah, you're kind of. That's my impression of Sis taking off after
take
something.
off. Like
I literally take off.
Yeah.
All right, so homeboy syllables over here. You're just like you're having a conversation with your bartender friend Dave. Big thick red beard, big red hair. The pub is quiet, right? And you're coming looking for information about the you're coming looking for information about the Blackchapel monster. Right. So you're in the middle of a conversation, like you're like catching up with him. So like, what does the tail end of that conversation where you're like telling him about your last kill sound like?
Oh my god.
Like as the panel moves in, like the sound kind of like fades in. What are you saying?
And I know you like the details, but let's just say that the scream was exquisite before her throat was slit open. Her blood gushed everywhere, all over me, the floor, and Max's.
What about the shit?
About the what? The
you know, the pink shit, the one you had to buy with the money to get into the place.
It's trivial. I didn't keep a hold of it.
Oh, what a waste of a good shirt. I like that shirt.
Would you want me to go back and get it for you?
Well, 3 days travel away. I suppose you got better things to do, don't you? Speaking of which, about that letter I sent you, the Blackchapel monster.
It aroused my curiosity, amongst other things. What do you know about it?
He's probably been like, he stops talking for a second as like his brain like stops and he's reeling, and you'll notice that he's stopped paying attention to the glass that he's like cleaning. He's just like rubbing his hand in and out of the glass for a second, just idly, and then he realizes he's doing that and he stops, and he'll just like set the glass down and, without breaking his icon. He's right. So
Right.
Sarah, tell me one interesting rumor about the Blackchapel monster. Go.
That it's not really a monster, but it's actually like a beautiful woman.
Is oh, you wouldn't want to hear about this. It's nothing. It's not really your style.
Does it involve a victim?
Well, I mean, there was that city guard that... Well, okay, look. You didn't hear this from me.
I never do.
The guard arrested some beautiful woman about a week back. Some connection to some crime ain't nobody ever heard of. Well, the next night, all the guards are dead. She's not in her cell. I'd recommend you start looking there. This bartender's like 1,000 accents. He just like hops from one to the next.
Just bouncing through it. Fine. I think he's taken one too many knocks to the head. Like, you know, just twitch and a new accent falls out. Wow. I suppose my room upstairs is available. I can pack my things up and go on a little tour of the town.
You know me. You always got a room at my place.
Been spending some time in the south, have we?
He says, manner of speaking.
Okay. A beautiful woman, you say? Anything more to go on? There are many out there, after all.
Can't say she piqued me interest too much, so sorry.
Well, you do have a very particular taste.
I like 'em thirsty.
I said about that in public, the better.
Well, off you go. I suppose you're going to go do your manly hunting thing then, yeah?
Indeed. Till I return. I shall bid you adieu.
Cheers,
and I'll saunter out.
Cheers, you dirty elven son of a bitch. And he'll like clink an empty glass and set it down.
Same to you, you fat bearded bastard. And I'll saunter out.
All right. So, Felix.
Hi.
Oh no.
You only had one polyjuice potion.
Maybe.
You just made an 8-coin profit using it.
Well,
That bastard.
what can I say? I'm good at what I do.
So, I forget why you wanted to kill the Blackchapel. Oh, because shinies.
He had another reason.
It's tasty.
Oh, right, you wanted to eat the Blackchapel monster. Taking a whole new meaning with Sarah's information. So as you are running past, right, you're like scuttling away with this bag of coins that is suddenly a lot less heavy now that you've escaped with it. That's really disappointing. It really did feel like it had like 100 coins in it.
Oh.
Where were you taking this glorious haul that is suddenly not so glorious?
I was taking it to the sewers to count it.
All right. So you're like scuttling away, and you're opening this manhole here. But before we get to that, when you chase someone or someone through the foggy night streets of Blackchapel district, Ravatus, roll me dexterity.
Sure thing. What's that? It's a +1. So there we go.
On a 7 and 9, pick one. You've trapped them in a building. They escape, but you find a valuable clue, or your prey turns to attack.
I trap him in the building.
All right, so you were trying to get to a manhole, Kajer. I'm sorry, Felix. But as you are running past, just as homonym Sylar bus dude, whatever his name is coming out of the Slippery Eel Tavern. Right, so Sylar is walking out. Kobold is bolting in, right? So you're gonna be like, ah! Because this freaky dude with gravity powers is chasing you, right? He's actually like floating eerily through the fog as he like tries to like catch up to you. You're gonna bolt into the slippery eel, okay? And you're gonna be trapped there. There's no other exits. All right, so we're gonna flip over to Zipporah. You're having a drink at the slippery eel. Suddenly, this kobold bolts in and looks around for a place to hide.
Something you need?
Don't I know you? Oh, no. Yeah, and I dive under the table.
All right.
Should be interesting.
And I peek my head up, and you never saw me. I was never here.
You sure?
Yes. Are you sure?
What in bag?
Nothing.
What is worth for me never see you?
I'll do you a solid.
favor from you?
I'm really good at things. I can build things or do things or do building things.
I not see you be hireling for me.
One-time contract.
Done.
All right, so at this point, Ravenous, you are trying to fly into that building, except for there is a dude in the way who's slightly off balance because a dude just like bolted past him, right? So there's an elf in the way. He's not trying to be in the way. He just happens to be there.
Well, since I have the mass of a black hole, I literally just barge past him. And just walk straight into the building.
I'm assuming I can move out of the way.
Yes.
Here.
Yeah. Like.
No.
All right. So there's suddenly an ingress of traffic, but that dude, like, he's actually leaving subtle footprints now in the cobblestone.
I'm gonna look over at Dave and kind of like nod at Ravitas and like kind of quirk my eyebrow, like
Dave like points, right, and he gives the signal, like the hand signal you have that says information. This means information for some reason. I don't know. Just
let's just be subtle about it. Yeah.
Can I roll sneak?
yes. You are defying the danger of being caught by the gravity man. Your polyjuice potion is going to wear off. Now, he hasn't seen the polyjuice potion wear off. Alright. So, roll me Defy Danger based on dexterity.
Ooh.
Can I just clarify as well, was it actually an individual that ran in, or was it the kobold that ran in?
You would have seen the potion drop.
Right, okay, so I've seen the transformation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright. So now there's a kobold under the desk that Ravitas doesn't know he's looking for.
I'm actually I'm like clinging to the table underneath, like I'm holding on to the table, like I'm Batman on a
Spider-Man-ing?
table. Yeah.
All right. So that's like as you come in, he's not actually visible anywhere. A, he's a kobold, so you don't know you're looking for it, and B, he's actually passed the stealth check, so you're like, you don't know where he went.
I know you're in here.
No, you don't.
He loses the fact that he passed the stealth check.
So,
I'm
I
throwing
hear
my
this
voice.
voice coming from under the table, right?
No, I'm throwing my voice. It's fine.
You don't know where he's coming from. He did pass his stealth roll.
Right. I will tear this place apart, bit by bit, atom by atom, if you don't come out to here this instant.
Oh,
That's fine. It's not my tavern.
For crying out loud. You're gonna pay for it if you do, and I know you ain't got the money for it. That means time in the brig. Like, the bartender's completely nonplussed by the gravity man!
Like the brig can contain me, but I see your point.
Why are you back here anyway? Didn't you have to go pay rent?
Well, I was going to pay rent till my money was stolen by a certain individual that ran into
Not
this bar.
stolen. Borrowed.
Oh, so you're looking for work then?
I suppose I am.
My buddy is looking for some help.
Who?
I'll slide it over to like.
Great,
This elf.
great cosmic power man wash dishes.
I washed dishes once. There were cockroaches. They're yummy.
So I proceed to make all the tables begin to float. It's like, do you reckon I...
It's a good thing I'm
Wash
holding on to the
dishes.
table.
He's like, whoa. Whoa. Whoa.
Now I'm Batman.
Like,
I'm actually pretending to be Batman. Because now I'm flying. It's a hand glider.
I make sure I pick up my drink as my bar stool rises into the air. Fancy trick.
I suppose it is a trick, as you would like to say. And what's this about work? Who am I talking to?
Nami!
Where is that voice coming from?
Nowhere! It's all in your imagination.
Could I interest you in a beverage?
Yes, that would be very kind of you.
Excellent.
Though I shouldn't be drinking anymore after the night I've had.
What's your favorite drink?
Whiskey.
Fantastic. We'll have 2 whiskeys, Dave, and put it on his tab.
I caught that.
I was like at the pause. I was waiting for someone to... Wait, did he say that? Okay.
So Dave will just pour 2 whiskeys, right? And he'll just like make the hand motion so that the whiskeys can float over.
I shouldn't be drinking this, you know.
Yeah, you should.
I'll drink both. Damn, that saved you the trouble. What you seemed familiar with the brig. You said it couldn't hold you. Have you been there before?
Nope. Oh, him. I'll be quiet.
Don't see anything. I see nothing.
Can you imagine there's a table at the roof, like with a kobold just like clinging to dear life? The brig, yes. Well, I had acquaintances with the guards here. I do owe them a few favors, so I do a few jobs on the side here and there.
Well, the way I hear it, the way I hear it is that there was a trouble in the brig. Lots of guards dead. But that might, if you had friends there, perhaps we should venture over and find out if it's one of your friends who's died. That would be terribly unfortunate now. Also, the friend is under the table over there.
I will turn around and glare.
I climb on top of the table, so now I'm hiding between the table and the ceiling.
I drop. Like everything just hits the floor.
Felix!
Yeah?
What do you do? Like, the table you're clinging to is suddenly, like, dropping. What's your reaction to that? How do you handle that situation?
I drop a smoke bomb.
Wow.
Okay.
You don't even, so you're not even like try and stay on the. All right. So the table hits the ground, right, and it rattles, and you'll hit the ground with a boom, and then
fire! Fire!
It's not fire. You speak of brig near docks, yes?
Yes, the brig is very close to the docks, yes.
Great tragedy, many dead.
Yes, it was. I knew quite a few of those people.
I know brig well.
Oh,
Don't ask why.
I wouldn't ask questions. You tell me no lies. But I don't know the brig. Never have frequented there. Maybe should, but never have. Perhaps you could lead the way. Seems your friend is causing trouble.
Not friend, hireling.
Oh. So I'm going to turn to
yours.
I'm going to turn to Ravatar. Seems like the
yep, all our responsibility.
Yes, recent contract.
Like A few minutes.
I would advise that you annul said contract. I would hate for anything to happen to your hireling unexpectedly.
No. Could be of use.
Yeah, useful. Very useful.
As a doorstop, maybe.
I could do that too. I could build a doorstop. It'll probably not explode.
I'll pat Ravitas on the shoulder and say, perhaps you get chance. For now, let's go.
Where are we going?
The brig.
The brig.
Where's the brig?
Right now is blocked off. Much explosion, many things broken. Perhaps you fix. Have to move.
Explosion.
We'll have to sneak behind yellow tape.
Sneak explosion.
You will be good hireling.
Laughing at the phrase much explosion, and then Chris was like explosion, and then it got worse because he was like sneaky explosion. I can't right now. This is supposed to be a horror campaign.
Shit, it
You
is.
put me and Chris in it.
Yeah, that worked out so well for Deadlands, didn't it?
Right? All right. So you guys are gonna head to the docks.
Usa.
The
No, it's Ombrin.
Zapora. That's for you, Zane.
That was great. Oh boy. I'm sorry, Amrud. So you guys are walking down the street, and you can hear like the clopping of hooves against the wet stone streets. The populace of Blackchapel is not a friendly kind of people, like the tradesmen that are kind of like on the side of the road as you go from one point to another. Like they're not like, hey, bye. They're like, they kind of like glare at you as you go by. Probably because you're rolling with Zipporah. She doesn't have the best of reputations with merchants, let's say.
No, and I have a halberd too.
Yeah.
And I carry it like this over my shoulders.
So she's leading the group down to the docks, where the brig is. You know, as you guys approach, like one of the guards is standing out. They don't really have tape per se, but they do have guards posted in a radius around the brigs. And there's a guy inside with like a bowler hat and a black coat with a popped collar, and he's just kind of like poking around. You can't see what he's looking at from here, because as you approach, the guard says, "Halt! In the name of the watch. This is an ongoing investigation."
Good day to you, watch.
What you watching?
Ignore those two.
Yes, ignore the kobold.
That was the most whiplash thing I've heard you say.
It's like seriously, like Whiplash just suddenly appeared. Ignore. I am clearly not here.
I just want you to know, this is me playing a kobold with an int of 8. Okay.
All right. So the watch will. Ravitas, what brings you to the brig?
Well, John, I've got a few people here that are interested in what happened here. They seem to think that they may have some information or perhaps even a lead as to what happened. I believe so, yes.
Well, I mean, he looks one way, he looks the other. He says, I'm risking my job.
What's a job? Not many left of watch after tragedy.
She's got a point. Like, this investigation is probably going to take a while, and if you're standing here How can you do your job elsewhere in the city?
You alive. You already look like coward.
Oh, I have an idea, if you can hear me out. If you're short on numbers, how about you deputize us all to investigate this matter for you?
All right, so basically the group is attempting to, using the leverage of, you get back to your job if the investigation is sped up, you could deputize us and you won't even be breaking the law. Since that suggestion came out of the Slayer, I'm gonna ask, fucking Zalalabibble dude, to roll me parlay. That's charisma.
Veil Floo Flamoon!
Honestly, I'm just gonna start calling him Syllabear. I don't know why.
Wow.
If you mash his name together and read it really quickly and imagine you're slightly intoxicated, the word owlbear is possible in that.
Just add a few letters here, take a few there,
yeah, totally. Let's smash it together.
Yeah.
And squint your eyes and turn sideways.
Oh, you fucking nail it. All right. So the guard will, like, he'll say, all right, and he'll, like, reach into his vest and he'll pull out, like, a couple of rolled up documents with the official watch seal, like, wax stamp on them, and he'll hand them to you. He says, if anybody asks, you didn't get these from me, but they're real.
Fantastic.
And then he'll step aside.
And I will pocket these straight away, like...
Yeah, each of you get one. He, like, gets this weird look on his face when he hands one to the kobold, but he doesn't stop.
Don't worry, I gave him that look as well.
Is he just gonna stare him back?
Just, like, staring at the dude. The papers are just, you know, by the authority of the queen, blah, 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 blah. You have, you know, actual jurisdiction, so on and so forth. You're considered consultants to the Watch for investigations involving murder most foul.
My favorite.
Somebody really hates turkey.
I'm
just gonna say chicken man. What?
So you guys can proceed past the guard, and there will be this the dude with the popped collar, right? And he'll turn. He's looking around, and there is carnage. The intestines of the guards inside the brig are just strewn about. They make these bizarrely organized, swirling patterns with like splotches and puddles of blood kind of connecting them into this patchwork canvas of gore across the floor. And standing in the middle of it, with nice shoes, a nice coat, and a bowler cap, is the investigator, capital I. He's got a mustache. And he turns and he looks. And he didn't even ask who you are, right? And he just says, "Ah, you must be the... Yes. Tell me! What do you see here? Could use some fresh eyes. Some fresh eyes. I need insights. Insights. Clues!"
I will immediately dive into the pile of gore and look for an eye.
So you actually wanna like get right down and dirty and kind of like rummage around looking for anything you can find?
No, an eye.
He's asked for fresh eyes.
Yeah.
That's why he's looking for it.
Roll me discern realities. The answers to the questions you ask with discern realities don't have to come because of your character's intent or understanding. Like, you could stumble across other clues that other people interpret because you have int 8, and you're like, "Hey, I found this thing! It says blah, blah, blah did it! What does that mean?" Like... Alright, what'd you get? A 7? You get one question from the discern realities list.
Can't remember what the list is.
Oh my god, it's on the SRD! I can't believe these questions aren't listed on the fucking character sheet.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, one sec. Ahem.
So, out of character, what would you, the player, like to know?
Discern reality. That's not how you spell reality.
Just like Control F disc.
The questions are: what happened here recently? What's about to happen? What should I be on the lookout for? What's here is useful or valuable to me? Who's really in control? What here is not what it appears to be?
What here is not what it appears to be?
So it takes you a second to realize this. You are a thief of Blackchapel. You know the investigator.
Never met him before in my life.
The investigator should have crooked teeth. He doesn't. So you'll dive in, right? And then you'll snatch up this eyeball. Right? And you'll hold it aloft. And when you go to offer it to him because he needed the fresh eyes, you'll notice his teeth aren't crooked.
Huh. Okay, so I'm gonna circle around behind him and keep looking for stuff. Just.
Do you actually hand him the eye?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he'll, like, take the eye, and then he'll, like, turn, and he'll look at the others. Like, with this quizzical...
He technically did give you what you asked for?
I suppose from this we can deduce that whatever it is that caused such terrible carnage was not interested in the consumption of eyes.
I'm gonna circle around behind him.
Yep.
I stab him in the spine.
What are the rules on backstab? Because he is totally surprised.
Mm-hmm.
I get, because I also have cheap shot.
Okay,
so
how does this work?
I get plus 2d6 damage, and my dagger's poisoned, so I get to roll twice for damage. So
roll me the like. What does the actual rules for backstab say?
When you attack a surprised or defenseless enemy with a melee weapon, you get to choose to deal your damage or roll plus dex. On 10 plus, choose 2. On a 7 to 9, choose 1.
Okay, what are the options?
I don't get in a melee with them. I get to deal my damage plus a d6. I create an advantage plus 1 forward, or reduce their armor by 1.
Okay, so you can choose to roll dex and choose based on the roll, right? Or you can forego the roll and just deal your damage.
No, I'll roll dex.
All right, roll me dex. So on a 10 plus, you choose 2?
Yeah.
Which 2
I deal
options
my
do you
damage and I don't get in a melee with them.
All right, so go ahead and roll me the 2d6. Is it plus 2d6 or 2d6?
Plus 2.
All right, so go ahead and roll me your class die, which I think is a d8, plus 2d6.
Yeah.
Roll all of that twice, take the better of the 2 rolls, and you don't get into melee.
Wow!
Ow.
Yeah, you're not going to get better than that, I think.
Nope.
Let me quickly... Well. Okay. So the inspector, right? How is it that you don't be in melee while you're backstabbing him?
It's not that I don't be in melee, it's that I'm going to stab him, and then, I'm actually gonna smoke bomb again.
Shank! Fire! And you're gone. Okay, so the inspector's looking at the eyeball, and he's looking curiously, and then the kobold, which is still digging around and looking for things, is going to pull up his daggers, right? And just, like, in this, like, dramatic moment where he's, like, signposting the daggers, and he's gonna come down on the inspector's, like, his spleens, because you're a short little thing. It's like you're catching him, like, right in the lower back, and you come down with it is a dagger, is it?
It's a rapier, actually.
Oh, okay, so you pull out your rapier, right, and it's dripping with the poison. There's that tiny little... As the little drop of poison splashes into the blood below, and just as the inspector hears that, which he shouldn't have because it was so quiet, right? He reacts, his eyes open up, and he starts to turn, but it's too late. Right through his guts, right? And then you twist, and then it gets stuck, And so you have to like, and then as he turns around and like his eyes go wide, his facial features are starting to literally melt off of his face, right? Like you're seeing its shapeshifter lose its form. And he's going to turn and he's going to start gurgling words that do not make any sense. And the kobold's response is, fire! With the and then the inspector will and he will melt into an ooze, like it's this translucent black vile liquid that's kind of like thick and it's gooey and it's sticky and it falls into this misshapen pile where there are many eyeballs and they all roll back and then it releases like this burping, bubbling.
I would like to change tactics.
All right.
When you draw on your knowledge and training to assess a combat situation, roll plus int.
Okay.
And
Roll it.
Select. Roll plus int is that.
On a 7 to 9, what do you get?
On a 7 to 9, I choose 1. Okay. On a 10 plus, you formulate a plan and select a new tactic. On 7 to 9, you also choose 1. The new tactic isn't effective at first. Take -1 forward. An early plan led up to this. Spend 1 gambit. The tactic requires that you draw attention to put yourself in a spot. The GM will tell you how. I'm going to choose the third one. Currently, my tactic is aggressive. Mm-hmm. I'm going to change to defensive.
Okay. And what are the rules for defensive?
When you use the defend move, treat a 6- as a 7 to 9.
Okay. So you ready your halberd, right? And what are you like defend? Like I'm
looking towards the door where we left John to see if he's the same thing. Whatever creature this inspector guy was, the guy who was guarding the door, I want to make sure he's not coming through to attack us.
Okay. John is gone. And I'm going to say that because you readied your weapon and your first instinct was defense, you have illustrated that you are a combatively dangerous creature, and whatever these things are going to want you first. And that'll be the dangerous position you're in.
Okay.
Right? So how do the others react to seeing this? I mean, other than screaming fire and disappearing in a puff of smoke.
Considering all the carnage that's already in the room right now, I'm not really all that surprised.
Huh. It's a disappointingly missed opportunity. And I'm going to kind of just stroke the edge of one of my axes as I'm saying this. So I'm on the lookout for used with eyes.
I goop.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fucking rogues.
I've been doing it wrong.
Wow.
So I'm going to go over to this goop. It's just sludge, right? Basically sludge and eyes.
Yeah, it's an ooze.
Are the eyes human eyes, or are they odd?
Various. They're all kinds of eyes. Different sizes, different shapes, different colors.
Okay. Are there any pears?
Sure.
What does it taste like? Tell me what it tastes. I'm like, you can hear the sounds of tinkering. I'm actually making a trap in the corner.
What trap are you making?
I want to make like a vacuum, because these are ooze monsters.
I'll let somebody play a fucking gravity elemental. Sure, we can make a fucking vacuum out of whatever's lying around.
It's the A-team.
I'm gonna say you have the time. I'm gonna say you don't have appropriate equipment because it's a fucking vacuum. Fuck off. And nobody's helping you. So roll +1. One of my favorite parts of Dungeon World is actually rolling without a stat, just based on circumstance.
If Ravitas was helping him, he would have the materials.
Yeah, but Ravitas doesn't like him.
I mean, you say that, but...
What does he want me to do? Install a black hole in the middle of this damn machine?
Waiting for the dice. On an 8, it'll work.
Sort of.
I know exactly what I'm gonna do. You're gonna like this. But you're gonna pack that away, right?
Yep.
Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna end here on our first top of the hour. We are going to level up midway through the adventure because we're moving on to the last thing. We're going to find a clue here, however it is that this story goes. We're going to find a clue here at the site that'll lead us to the final encounter. We can spend a full hour doing like our usual epic high-action Dungeon World stuff. Unless it turns out that there is no action and there is only intrigue and everybody is a bad guy and nobody knew it the whole time. Which I am not beyond doing.
So wait, leveling up to level 2? Because we already did that.
Right.
Oh, we're moving to
You're
level
going to
3.
hit level 3 during our top of the hour break or as we finish up, whatever. Right. And then we'll be right back after these messages. Don't touch that dial.
Level 3? Okay.
Alright, so, welcome back. We are kicking into the middle and end of the adventure because it's one shot, so... What we're going to do is you guys are standing in the puddle of goo, you're standing in the carnage of the brig, and we need to know how you're going to find where the rest of these things are. Any suggestions?
Well, I suppose we better find out where John went. Or John went.
Whatever John was.
Well, it's funny you should raise that. Because I conveniently have a knack, a talent, you might say, for these things.
I just figured it out right now.
I just had this miraculous moment of revelation where I understand how tracking people works. Right. Level up. Okay, so you want to track John?
Yeah, sure. I also want to take this pair of eyes and put them in a jar with some of the goop.
All right.
I'll mark off a point of adventuring gear.
Okay. For the record, I learned something about adventuring gear, and everybody will rejoice.
Oh, good.
It's worded very clearly, but very precisely, and it's easy to misinterpret the intention. You do not use up the gear when you use the item. The charges on adventuring gear are a moment of finding exactly what you need. So if you find, if you're like, hey, I need a rope, you burn a point of adventuring gear to discover a rope in your bag.
Oh, you then have that.
And then you have a rope. You're actually supposed to write the rope in your inventory.
Oh, nice.
I've been doing it wrong this whole time. So you guys, that is what adventuring gear is for. It's charges of having the right thing, not charges of using the right thing.
Okay. So I'm gonna saunter off out to where the guard was.
Yep.
John.
He is, as a matter of fact, all of the guards that were posted, gone. You're going to guess from that the inspector was there not to investigate, but to cover up.
How many guards were there when we rocked up?
3.
Excellent. So that's 3 sets of tracks that I could potentially follow.
You want to follow the guards?
Yes.
All right. So what are the rules for...
Hunt and track. When you follow a trail of clues left behind by passing creatures, roll plus whiz. On a 7+, you follow the creature's trail until there is a significant change in direction or mode of travel. On a 10+, you also choose one. So
roll me the dice.
My wisdom is not the best.
My wisdom is atrocious.
It's not bad, but it's a
7 to 9.
Yeah, it's a 7 to 9.
All right, so what happens on a 7 to 9 with track?
Okay, you follow the trail of clues left behind, and you follow it until there is a significant change in direction or mode of travel. A significant change.
Okay.
Omnisnifian!
His name is not Omnisnifian. But it's gonna, that's what it is. So Omnisnifian reaches down and puts like the eyeballs and the goop in a jar, right? And you can inspect it, and you notice there is this distinct iridescent, like when you turn the ooze in the clear jar, like in the mason jar you've got, like it changes the shimmering color. And then you notice, like, as you move it past the candle, when it's heated up, it actually turns this bright glowing color. Right?
Oh, excellent.
So you can pull out a torch, which I'm not going to charge you for because this is me imposing, right?
Sure.
You can actually take a torch off the wall.
Torch off the wall, yeah,
right?
Yeah.
And you motion, and then it starts to glow this, like the smears on the wall where it has been, even just trace amounts of it are actually lighting up. And so, as night falls and the fog thickens over the streets of Blackchapel, you have a torch, and you can start following the trail of where these things have gone. And it will lead you through many winding streets, past abandoned and crumbling buildings, into a very old part of town. Nobody has lived in this part of town for years. In all of the districts, in all of the streets and locales and blocks in the warehouse district of Blackchapel, this is the least used and the most decayed. It is here that a falling star was rumored to have landed. Now, most of you understand that that's a cover-up. Through investigation, rumor, hearsay, they claimed it was a falling star because the government didn't want people to know that they just fucked up the dig. Now, you follow the trail into this area, not to the hole where the falling star landed, but to a manhole. And it is ajar and covered in this glowing, oozy smear. Now, Felix, these are your sewers. That is where the monster of Blackchapel seems to have run.
I'm going to turn and look pointedly at Felix. You know this area?
What's it to you?
Well, you are a member of the town guard now.
Do I have to arrest myself?
No. You can give it like a get out of jail free card. You can do what you like and do it in the name of the watch.
Don't give him suggestions like that.
Sis, can you tilt your camera down?
I pickpocket the Chandler again.
He's like, oh, I'll just stop being lazy. Okay. Like,
I pickpocket the Chandler again.
You actually saying that, or you?
No, I'm doing it.
Okay, yeah.
You're pickpocketing.
What are you pickpocketing off me?
You're rolling pickpocket, actually. Poor Sis. This kobold is just like, I'm taking all of your things! Like...
It's in the name of the watch!
Oh my god.
And on a 12 you do! So what is it that you can take on a 12 on a pickpocket? What are the rules for pickpocket read?
Is it actually a rogue move?
Yes, it's the same move as traps.
Yeah, it's just like, it's not sleight of hand, but it's something along those lines.
Tricks of the trade.
Yeah.
It just says on 10+, you do it no problem.
What have you got on your inventory? Says,
I've got my my knife and my rations. That's it.
Ooh, food!
well, now you have no more rations. For the record, I'm only enabling the thief pickpocketing the party because it says that I know that we can play this. I would not, like, if this is a con game or whatever, I'd be like, no, fuck off. We don't do that. That's just bullshit. But whatever, so now you have no food, which, I mean, I guess it doesn't matter in the long scheme of things because we're not traveling anywhere.
That were my food for next week because I have no money.
Right, that's because I don't have any money and now I'm gonna be evicted because I can't pay my rent.
It's okay, you can come live in the sewers.
So the bad guys went into the sewers.
Over the course of while we're searching around, I'd like to try and set the goo on fire and see what happens.
It burns.
Does it extra burn?
No, it's just flammable.
Extra burn. It's not magnesium, then. No, it's fine.
I'm gonna make a firebomb trap.
You have appropriate materials. Roll +1.
Come on, 7.
Isn't it the best?
Oh.
He says, "Oh, on an 11."
Yeah.
All right, so you make a firebomb trap with some of the ooze that you scrape up off the ground, right? Are you lowering yourself into the sewers at all?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is your home turf. So give me 2 distinct, unexpected visual details about the sewers in this area.
Specifically visual?
That could be like experiential, any of the 5 senses, but I need 2 details, and they can't be things you would expect a sewer to have.
The sewers actually don't run in aqueducts. Like, they're not in rivers on the floor.
Okay.
They actually, they're in the ceilings, and they're not in traditional piping either. It's actually like a magical river that goes through above everybody.
Okay, so like it's a force, it's a tube made of like wall of force, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And there's actually there's a subway system in the sewer that's a remnant of the ancient civilization, but we just kind of use it to get around now.
Okay, so it's like trolley carts on tracks.
Yeah.
Okay. So the kobold will scuttle down the ladder, and as you guys follow, each in turn, like, the sewage, right, is apparently just magically, it flows directly at the ladder, and then it parts around the ladder, and you can't actually see what's making it do that. There's no pipe. Right? And as you, like, climb down the ladder, it's about 10 feet over your head, and it's this big, wide river of water with the occasional silhouette of, like, something floating through it. The floor of these sewers is actually... It's got tracks that run along it.
Cobalt Omnisnifiant, these cleanest sewers in the world.
Omnisnifiant point. It happened.
It does seem rather odd to have this stuff floating above us. You seem to be quite good with the gravitational things. Perhaps, I wonder if you may be able to do that. I mean, to make it something a little bit more traditional. Perhaps we could use these for our advantage.
Well, if you want me to try it, I am all for it.
I'd very much like to try and convince you to do something you probably shouldn't, yes.
And the first flag point of XP goes to Zangmak. So, Sis, do you want to do that, or do you...
Sure, why not?
So, go ahead and roll me your new move that you just leveled up, that you can manipulate gravity of stuff, so you could, like, telekinetically, like, try and change the flow of sewage.
So, what do I do? Roll con.
This would be the best attack known to man. Like, what do? I spray him with poop! Like... Alright, so you pick a point, like, behind you, right? And you kind of, like, focus on the gravity, and you realize that that's precisely how it's kept up where it is. Like, somebody else magic that manipulates the element of gravity is what keeps this thing. So you could just, like, you could steer it around, you could point it, spray it like a hose, if you want.
So when I use this ability, I get, on a +10, I'll get 3 hold.
Okay.
And,
what can you spend hold for?
It says, I've got 4 things. It says it does 1d6 damage to something. It has the forceful tag. It moves to a new position within sight. Or it holds a particular shape even after I stop concentrating on it.
Okay, and you have 3
Poop golem.
I mean, I was thinking, like, highly concentrated, forceful projecile.
Like a water jet.
Yeah.
Like a water jet, like... forceful and D6 damage, like motherfucker.
Crowd dispersal, but with shit.
I will let you hold that and use that later.
Yep.
Right? So you can basically hold on to the success if you don't spend any of that hold after you realize, like, oh yeah, I can do this. So that, like, later on during the adventure, you could be like, I'm going to spend that hold that I got for the manipulation of this stuff.
Spray shit everywhere.
Forcefully.
The forceful tag means it knocks people back or down. Like, that's what that means mechanically.
Such a shit.
At least it's not the forceful and messy tags.
Like the weapons every barbarian ever always wield. Okay, so I'm guessing you want to continue tracking. You want to roll me another track check to see where this.
You said there were footprints. I mean, I could roll another one, sure.
Well, the track move that you got only to a change in direction or whatever.
There is a change
with a change.
Gone down, and the environment's changed. Okay, yeah.
Yep. So you can make another track check if you want.
Yep.
7 and 9, same thing.
Yep.
Okay.
Until there is a significant change.
Okay, so the rogue, are you doing your scouting for traps thing?
These are my sewers, so yeah.
He's not looking for traps set by the bad guys. He just doesn't remember where all of his traps are. That's amazing. So what is that? Discern realities, or do you have a special move for searching for traps?
I have a special one.
All right. What are the rules for that?
It's called Trap Expert. When you spend a moment to survey a dangerous area, roll plus Dex.
All right, so as we're crawling along, you can roll plus Dex?
Yes.
Can I get a marching order out of everybody, please?
I'm taking up the rear as a defensive position.
Mark
God
your
damn
XP,
it.
Chris.
Ooh, did you take damage? Hooray! Or
No.
you failed? Oh,
He failed a die roll. He hasn't taken damage yet.
when you never mind.
I'll be standing just in front of Sarah. Of Zappora.
All right, so you've got Zappora taking up the rear, the Graviton Primal taking
That's a
up
cool name.
the middle, right? And then that leaves the tracker up front with the kobold. But you're letting the kobold go first because the kobold is sniffing for traps.
Sure.
Like literally sniffing for traps. So the sewers will move, and eventually they will, like, what you will discover is that the sewers have, like, there's a part of the walls that have been acidically eroded away, and they will open up into these huge deep caves. This is with a hole where the falling star fell. All right. Now, what I will say is that this is supposed to have been a well that was dug, but this hole is like 30 feet across. And it is scorched all the way down. And it goes way down. At the bottom, there is something glowing, but it's so distant you can't really make it out. And the walls, it's this big circular tube, and the walls have ridges of stone that kind of like stand out that are about 5 feet wide, so you can walk single file along them. But you're going to want to keep your balance. Some of them are slippery, and the whole place reeks of acid. Now, the rogue is sniffing, and suddenly you smell acid. So much acid. You didn't make an acid trap. What is that? That hole's not supposed to be there. That's where the tracks with the torchlight are going to lead you, right? And you're like, what is this? And you're going to step over the boundary where the stone becomes the fallen star hole, right? And it explodes.
God damn it.
Everybody, how are you dealing with an explosion of acid?
I will use the kobold for defense.
The funny part is that I'm jumping behind the battle master.
All right, so you want to jump behind the battle master. That's you're going to defy danger on Dex. What are the others doing? What are you doing? You're going to try and snatch the kobold up?
I was going to try and use the kobold as a shield, yeah.
All right, so give me Dex to try and stay behind the kobold while the kobold is doing some, like, obnoxiously shriek-filled backflip behind the fucking battle master.
So, is this like a giant...
Not my fire! Fire! Not my fire!
Let me just double check this. There's one thing that I need to...
The kobold is fine.
I am going to. I mean, I will be looking for a mining cart, like one of the trolley carts.
Yep.
And flipping that over on top of me, and I guess whoever else is here.
The kobold.
The kobold and the murder hobo.
So they left me out front. So I'm gonna throw a singularity at the
hobo
acid.
Syllables. That's his name.
So this could be fun.
All right, what do you got?
Wow. Okay, I actually with a -1 got a 7.
All right.
Nice.
So you got a 7. And what are you doing, Rabidus?
I'm throwing a singularity at the acid.
A singularity?
Yes.
This fire, explosion, containment thing.
You're gonna try and contain it in a bubble. Is that a special move?
Yes, it's actually I've got with the thing I can make up 3 techniques.
Yep.
That have different tags.
Yeah.
Right. So this singularity that I have made has 3 tags: hazard, barrier, and forceful.
Okay, what does hazard do?
Don't you only get 2?
I get 3 if I chose for my second level 1 signature technique. So I get 3.
Okay, so what about this technique is hazardous?
It's a gravity well.
Okay, so what does the hazard tag do? Does it explain?
No, it doesn't.
I think that's like if it's a gravity well and it's sucking up acid.
Well, yeah, but like the move will always have hazard, right? I just want to make certain I know what the fuck hazard.
Yeah,
means.
it doesn't tell me what these actually do.
Yeah,
like
so
it says.
it's
Hazard. It does actually environmental effect.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a gravity well that'll like warp things and okay, yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so roll me to use your technique.
That is just Constitution.
And Sarah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna call you Strength to like hoist and slam
Hoist
down
the thing?
to hoist the thing up.
Okay. Does this count as a defensive tactic?
No, the defensive tactic is the defense move, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, I'm still getting lost in my sheet here.
Okay,
We
so
don't see. Okay, it's just sort of unclear to me how to actually use the tactic.
What does the defensive tactic say?
When you use the defend move, which I don't see anywhere.
That's because
The defend is a default move.
It's a
It should
default
be on
move
the
in
base
Underworld.
sheet.
Everybody has defend.
Okay, then treat him 6 minus as a 7 to 9.
Defense is when you are standing in defense of another. It'll let you redirect an attack, take the hit yourself, cut their damage in half, depending on what happens.
All right, so I'll roll strength. Then, which is
And
a...
since you got a 9, what happens on a 7 to 9 with that move?
okay, so I can either choose to stop it entirely, but I take 1d4 damage,
Yep.
or the magic flows out of a different part of your body, or is of a different element. The magic has an unintended effect on the environment. It causes a blast wave, and you're thrown backwards.
Do I choose or do you choose?
If you allow the power through, the GM will tell you one or more complications, such as...
Oh, sorry.
Okay, so I get to decide what happens. Are you going to allow the power through or are you going to take the damage?
I'm going to allow the power through.
Oh, of course you are. And then that'll protect you. Sarah, you got a 7 to 9?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Zang and Sarah both have a 7 to 9. I'm sorry, it's fucking Homeboy, Slice Bowl, and Zipporah.
Ombrin. Ombrin. Ombrin.
So, Zipporah.
Yes.
The kobold dives behind you. He's fine. He's out of range. As you hoist up this cart, it's full of shit. You can either abandon ship with the cart or use it to protect from acid.
I'll take the acid damage.
All right, so, the owlbear slicey poo. There is a cart that was picked up. Whoa, no, thrown aside. you can use it for cover and be poopy. Or not use it for cover and be burned by acid.
I'll take the acid damage.
Alright, both of you roll me 1d6 for the acid damage. Each take your own die. The kobold is fine, way out of range.
Do I now get 2 points of gambit?
Yes.
Yes, you may claim 2 points of gambit.
Thank God!
As long as when you spend the points of gambit, you have to incorporate the bad things that have happened into your epic plan, basically.
That's right, my epic
That's what happens when you spend the gambit, is you can say, this is part of my plan, but you get points of gambit now. Now, Ravitas. You see the spark. It looks like a trap that was supposed to have been in the sewers that was malfunctioning because it had been melted through by the acid that had climbed up and out from the star hole.
Mm-hmm.
So it sparks, and you see it just in time. Whoa! And you unleash, like, you create this, like, orb that catches the acid in a localized area in front of you. However, when you tap into the black hole that exists within you, it's not always something that you can control. Sometimes the black hole is hungry. Today is one such day. The complication I'm going to introduce to you is the sewers begin to collapse around everybody. You are in the middle of a giant cave-in. The only way towards your goal is into the star hole. Or you can choose to back the fuck out and be cut off from anybody who chooses to go after the monster. Everybody can make that choice freely.
Wait, the second choice was what?
The second choice is back out and be separated from anybody who goes into the hole. The first choice is go into the hole and make progress towards the monster.
Oh, going in the hole.
Yeah, going in the hole.
Going in the hole.
Alright, so everybody's like, so...
As long as it's not shitty.
No, the shitty was from the sewers.
That's fine.
So what's gonna happen here is you're going to, like, the Conjurer. Is that what it is? Is Conjurer, is that the name of the class?
The Channeler.
Channeler. The Ravitas immediately, like, pulls up his hands and makes this crushing motion, and it's like space warps in front of him as the acid that is flying towards him just suddenly into this tiny little ball. But the rest of the walls of the sewers can't withstand the pull, and they start to crack and break. And Ravitas, you're going to look up, and you're going to realize that you have to make a decision right now. And everybody else will see. And as you guys are, like, piling out onto this tiny 5-foot ledge on the edge of this huge deep pit, the sewers will just collapse. There'll be rocks falling, and they'll start sailing off the edge of the cliff that you're on, and, like, endlessly just plummeting down until they hit whatever glow is down there, and there's no sound, and everybody will have barely caught their balance, and you're now in the hole. These ledges are irregular. They're distant from one another. They're slanted, but they don't always go the whole way around. And the slime seems to lead actually just straight down the face of the wall itself.
I'm gonna climb up Ravitas and grab his collar and be like, "You messed with the poop, didn't you?" I will start shaking him. Kobold Omniscipian! Can't smell trap if poop!
Is it possible to be mad at this adorable little kobold screaming angrily about poop and sniffing?
Yes. Yes, it is. So he's not actually doing anything to me at the moment.
No, he's just like climbed up and he's like, why? Like he's throwing a tantrum, basically. But he's not hurting you or whatever.
So
you might be a little cautious about, your pockets while he's this close, though.
I don't have anything left.
Right. Not true, you have a dagger.
He doesn't know that until he picks my pockets. So I just got a quick question. Do I still have those hold?
Yes. So you can still manipulate the sewage on the other side of the cave-in, and that I'm going to extend that to anywhere else the sewage is running. So if you happen to come across like the streams of sewage on the ceiling in lower levels of the dungeon, then you can use that as well.
Okay.
However, your quarry is down, down, down. How do you go about getting down, down, down?
Are these rocks just suspended, like floating, or are they literally?
They're like
around?
part of the wall.
Right.
Like, because the star fell and it like melted and broke and dug its way down, there's like irregularities in the surfacing of the tunnel that just heads straight down, and the irregularities themselves could prove a mildly safe way to get.
Sis, what are you wearing?
Your sheet should tell you.
Robes. I'm wearing robes.
What were you wearing? I think is a better.
I am not the GM from the gamers.
No, but I am actually going to steal some of the clothes and use it as a parachute since I'm holding onto him right now.
Why don't you just...
So you got robes, right? The robes go to like ankle length. You notice a second too late that he's already like with his dagger, right? And so now you've got like one of those Greek tunics instead, right? So it's like it stops right above the knees, and the kobold is already like, woo! Like, Chris, roll me defy danger based on dexterity.
It's a shame there's not defy danger based on stupidity.
Can I change his gravity to be 100 times heavier?
Yes. Kajer, take -1 forward if Sizz passes, and by Felix is gonna take -1 to his roll if so don't roll yet. Let me see the gravity roll.
Oh wow. Wow.
Alright, Kajer, you will succeed in getting down to the bottom because a 9 dropped becomes an 8, but I'm gonna give you a complication based on gravity.
I would just flip him on his head. It's like he's kind of stuck upside down or something really bizarre.
Okay, so you jump down, woo! And just start like, big circles down, right? And then the channeler just like looks down and is like, oh. Right? And so, like, what's gonna happen is you're just gonna get whipped around in all directions because gravity is you're gonna start falling this way, but you still have the air resistance from your little parachute, so you're gonna fall sideways off the wall. Ah! And then you go, ah! And then ah! You will ultimately be fine. However, I'm gonna give you the debility of... Let's see, which debility do I want to give you for being not weak, not shaky, stunned. That last knock to the head shook something loose. Brain not work so good. -1 int. You have a debuff.
Nice! I'm at 7 int now, guys.
I thought you might like that.
My plans are gonna be even better.
So the kobold gets down. I'm guessing the graviton with that roll. I'll let you just like stop off and like.
I just float down.
Can we all jump on?
Would it be fair to say that
I'm going to charge him a different roll if he's bringing others with him?
Since I was really heavy, did I get down there faster?
No, because you were bouncing back and forth.
Oh.
You zigzagged. So, do you want to bring the others with you?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Now I'm going to ask for a different manipulation roll there.
Okay. Manipulating. Oh my god.
You didn't declare who that was for.
Both of us.
I thought he had to do one for each person.
No. I said I asked if he was going to bring them with him.
Yeah.
So.
Does he get like you can't even assist with this? It's like how do you assist?
Okay, so as an insight into Dungeon World, just because he rolled like shit doesn't mean he's gonna fuck up. It means that I get to put everybody in a tight spot. It can be unrelated. It could be like you're floating down and as you land, ogres attack. Like it doesn't fucking matter what I choose as long as it's one of the GM moves. So you're gonna like hold out your hands, right? And just like the rest of the party will like slowly like have this epic moment of like Magneto lowering into the room, and you guys will all touch down on like this spongy kind of fleshy white glowing floor that has this like round, like this convex surface that goes 50 feet in either direction, and it's kind of like wet and slimy. And as you down, the kobold will join you. Like if this was a cartoon world, he'd have like birds and stars circling around his head, right?
My head hurts.
And then the floor blinks.
Yeah.
Huge, giant eyelids will close, and it'll trip people up and not necessarily knock people over, but it'll knock like, whoa! As the floor, like, and then the eye that is the floor will, like, rotate, and you guys are looking into basically the eye of Sauron, and it is just dripping ooze, and all of the slime on the walls all around you will start to... and it'll drop, and it'll take forms of creatures with tentacles and eyeballs on foreheads, like failed shapeshift attempts. And I'm gonna say everybody is experiencing a maddening thing from beyond reality. What do you do to like handle yourself here? What is your mental safe zone here?
I attack it.
All right, so you're gonna give me a defy danger based on strength?
No, I'm going to defy danger based on thirst.
All right, I'm cool with that. Kobold, Cthulhu. What?
Do I actually understand that this thing is crazy?
You want to defy danger based on your int penalty? I'll let that fly right now because that's amazing. That's not by the book, but I think that's such a fucking badass idea. You're just going to not understand what's going on. Roll 2d6 and add your penalty of int as a bonus instead.
That's a 9, actually, because
yes,
you just told me that.
9! All right, what does the Battlemaster do?
Taking a defensive position. So I will find an opening. It like what do the walls look like besides the slime and all that? Is it all like just smooth? Are we in a silo?
No, it's not a silo. It's more like a cave you might see under the water. So it's kind of like rough surfaced and jagged bits everywhere.
Okay.
We're actually on a giant eyeball.
Yes.
Right. I stabbed the eyeball.
Yes.
Give me okay, and you're gonna give me a defy danger based on strength. And Gravitas.
I was thinking to myself, there is nothing I can't consume. So I'm going to call a little help. I'm going to summon a black hole inside me.
How is that going to help you defy the maddening revelation of this entity? Or are you just going to like power through it on willpower alone?
I'm going to power through it. It's
defy danger on wisdom.
Is just a regular roll.
All right, so the Battlemaster and the Channel are both failed, right?
Yeah.
You could both mark XP, and I think you get a.
No,
does Gambit not build on failed rolls?
Not on failed rolls. It's on damage.
Yeah,
but at the same time, can I add that my ploy was to take acid damage so that there would be some on my halberd.
Yep.
So yeah, so that's part of it, which means, and there's also now acid on the blades of the of Failflufamu.
Next time we play, he's gonna name his character. Next time we play, he's just gonna name himself Bob in spite. Like, fuck this one up, and I'm like, all right, Robert.
So I'm gonna spend 1 gambit to add a +1 to his roll. It says that's cost 1. Can I do that?
Okay, so you can spend a point of gambit.
I have 2 points of gambit yet to add a +1 to him.
To add a +1 to who?
It was gonna be to the other one who took acid damage because that's part of the plan.
That was me.
Yeah.
Okay.
So but I think he already succeeded.
You're gonna get +1 forward to your next roll.
Okay.
Fucking Oogly, whatever your name is. Okay, so down the list, we got a 7 and 9 on the kobold, right? So you're gonna be like, whoa, what? And you don't even know, like you're seeing double, right? And you're seeing like, are those plants? Those gotta be plants. What are plants doing down here? Like you're confused, but you don't actually know what you're seeing, and as a result, the blink is just gonna send you like what tumbling. Okay. Then we've got the battle master who failed. So you're going to bring your halberd down, right? And again, you're gonna get like the blink is going to snatch the sharp part of your halberd, and it's gonna send it skittering across the floor away from you.
Ugh. Okay.
The channeler is you're just gonna fuck it. Whatever this thing is, I'm conjuring. I'm conjuring this. So you failed to defy danger. So you are going to be incapable of speaking properly. You're word salad. You're nothing but gibberish. You've gone mad. You can still think and process, but you cannot speak properly.
That's fine.
Now you're conjuring a gravity elemental, right?
Yes.
Roll me to summon your elemental.
Okay.
And tell me what it sounds like. Like, what's your verbal spell component for this? Wow, you're really good at gibberish. Holy shit. That was the most impressive gibberish that has ever been
That
gibbered.
was Latin gibberish. I can tell.
Holy shit. All right, roll it. Or is that what the 10 was?
That's what the 10
Okay,
was,
what do you
yeah.
get on a 10 plus for this motherfucker?
On a 10 plus, the elemental flows out of you and a stream of magic connects it to you in your animation point. So that's on my palm.
Yeah,
like
okay.
a leash.
So I'm not gonna tarnish the glory that was that Latin gibberish, right? And from your very being will pulse like this little shockwave of U-shaped gravity, and it will swirl, and it'll take form, and it looks like a tiny vortex, like a tiny galaxy, right? Where you don't see it, you see the warping of light that it perpetuates. Right, like reality is being pulled into this drain, and it's twisting, and it is linked to you by this dark energy to your hand, and you have this thing, and it's sentient, it's sapient, but you can like fucking swing this motherfucker around like a goddamn ball and chain, right?
Right, and so there's another bit to that. The element of nature and appearance wholly embodies the tag you choose. So I guess I choose tags and techniques, right?
Yes. It could also be from weapons or any of the monster tags. So you could take like forceful.
I think I'm more like hazard.
All right, so basically it's going to be this giant like pulling everything towards it and sending shit flying.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I gain 1d4 control as well, so I guess I'll just roll with that.
Little known fact: the books don't warn you. You need a lot of D4s for Dungeon World. You need like you're gonna need like 2 to 4 D6 and like 2 to 4 D4. All right, so you have 3 points of control. The rules will tell you when that depletes.
Yep.
Okay, and that leaves us to you were charging into attack and you got a 7 and 9.
Who, me?
Yeah.
You've just refused to start acknowledging my character's name. Now it just got you. You were doing this.
You were syllable.
It's all over the page now.
Interesting enough, duplicating stupid words does not make them more intelligible. All right, like
it's fine. Just
ask the fucking channeler right now.
My defy danger was my reaction was just to attack.
Was to drop into thirst and attack.
So yeah.
Okay, so you can. What I'll do here is I'll let you roll me a hack and slash, but as the caveat here, because you got a 7 and 9.
Yep.
A 10 plus is going to be treated as a 7 and 9 on this hack.
That's fine. But I wasn't like actually wanting to attack damage. I want to attack charm. Because I have magic weapons that are sentient.
Oh, then I have a better idea for your 7 and 9.
Yeah, I thought that might help. Yeah.
All right. So what does it look like when you pull out your axes and use their charm effect? I'm assuming on one of the forms that's taking up on top of the eyeball made of slime?
This is on the eyeball.
Okay.
I'm looking to charm the eyeball.
Sarah, I am
Yes.
not sorry.
So this was using thirst.
Yep.
So
Okay. So how does it look to
79.
activate your axes?
So I'm just gonna it's just one axe on my hip, and I will literally I kind of slide it up out of the holster that it's in, whatever the fuck you hold a axe in, and as I do so, the axe actually splits in two. So one axe is like a solid form, the other is kind of like a spectral form. So it's kind of like a dual effect. And I just basically swing, I just go full force down and cut into the eye, but rather than looking to damage.
Wound it, you're gonna use the soul axe to charm it.
Yes.
Okay, so you come down, you swipe in with a soul axe, right? And you will definitely charm this motherfucker. However, who here knows the anatomy of an eyeball? Your
the
pupil?
That is actually a hole.
It's a hole, but there is a thin lens
Covered by a
over it.
sclera. Yeah.
Right. So this eyeball is going to be locked onto you. It's going to be looking at you. The eyeball will not give you any harm, but the ground underneath your feet is now this thin film, and you are threatening to drop into this hole.
Excellent.
If you, it's very sensitive. If it smashes or breaks, you're going to go plummeting down into the eyeball. All right. So the eye rotates and looks at you as you pull your soul axe up out of it. Kobold.
I just want to be friends.
Yeah.
What do you do? What are people's plans of actions now that we've the big reveal has happened? What are we all doing?
Okay, so
How many of these little things are there?
4.
What are they plantish? What are? Because you said they're forming. So what are they now?
They're forming into guards. Only they're bad shapeshifts, so they've got eyeballs on the side of their
heads. Are they
heads.
still forming?
Maybe. What do you want?
I want to vacuum up the forming guards.
That's what I thought. All right, so you're gonna throw this fucking vacuum on. You're gonna rush the first thing. You don't even know what this thing is, but whatever. Vacuum time. You throw the lever on the vacuum, right? Roll me a hack and slash.
It's fucking Luigi's Mansion or Manor.
I didn't know that's what I was playing until you said it. Now I do.
Now we do.
All right, now the thing does what it's supposed to, sort of. A vacuum sucks things in the front and captures them in a bag. Yours sucks things in the front and spews it out the back. So you have prevented this guard from forming. All right, I will let you roll damage on the slime.
Wasn't expecting this.
You're the Spanish Inquikobold, I guess.
Excellent. Backstab, here we go!
Backstab with a vacuum?
Fuck you, I just did!
I'm okay with this.
That's awesome!
So you're gonna do 9 damage to this thing. That'll be enough.
One.
That will be enough to kill it. However,
he gets to roll twice and
It's 9.
gets the same
he
number.
doesn't have the poison on the vacuum. No, the poison
Says
is
you!
for the. Yeah, says
poisoned
me,
my vacuum.
motherfucker.
Poison my vacuum.
Poisonous vacuum.
So you throw it on. The best part is both rolls are the same, anyways. So you pull a lever, and the vacuum it'll fall apart after it's used. The trap has been activated, right? And it'll just explode, ooze, and eyeball and goo in the direction of the Battle Master. It is dead. All right. So the Battle Master, the kobold, runs at this dude and all of a sudden just there is this huge Nickelodeon slime hose just flying at you. What do you do?
Wait, who was it flying at?
You!
God damn it, of course it is. Yeah,
Sorry,
I'm
not
happy.
sorry.
Where you're shit, that took him
I
up.
jump in the hole.
Oh, you jump and try and shatter your way in?
Because what's behind the eyes? The brain.
Roll me Defy Danger based on strength to break the floor underneath the Slayer's.
Wow! We can't play this game!
You can't roll! Yesterday her dice were so bad!
Fucking me so hard! Oh my god!
Alright, so you go to a... You go to, like, you grab your halberd and you start running, and your intention is to smash that shit and drop down the iris into the pupil into the whatever the fuck gooiness is on the other side. But the thing is, there's all this slime flying at you. Imagine a world where all the floor is banana peels, like. And so you're gonna go
this hurtling. This is supposed to be a horror campaign.
So you're gonna go hurtling into the Slayer. Like, slips on it, right? And you're going to go colliding into him, all right? You are going to take damage from the collision. You can take a point of gambit.
All right.
You're going to take 2 damage. Subtract your armor from that first.
Do I take damage?
Yes, you're also going to take 2 damage. Subtract your armor.
Sake.
I love how he's like, do I take damage? Like, and I'm like, yes. And he's like, damn it. Like...
Are we taking the armor off of the acid damage as well?
Not the acid damage.
Right, okay.
Just this damage, because it's a physical collision. Alright, so the Battle Master's plan involves sliding and colliding into the Slayer. What is the summoner doing? You got this fucking, like, black hole on a chain, basically. Right?
Alright, so... I see what the Battle Master was trying to do, so I'll go to where the hole is.
Yep.
I see what they're trying to do, and I too slide into the Slayer.
Alright, so you want to bring us over there, then what?
Alright, so I am going to, with accommodation with my baby black hole.
Yeah.
I'm going to smash.
So you got
open the eye.
Mechanically, you're using the elemental to attack the eye.
Yep.
Okay.
God damn it! I'm still at the top of this fucking hole.
All right. So what are the rules for that?
All right. It says when you command your least elemental to use its tag, which is hazard.
Oh, hazard. Okay. Yeah.
Yep. You roll plus control on a 10 plus success. On a 7 and 9, you lose 1 point of control.
All right. Go.
So what's that? Control is +3. So.
Fail. Yes. Damn it. All right. So you come in with the black hole on the chain, right? And you shout something in gibberish. What do you shout?
Oh my god, a spaghetti daughter!
Did you say, oh my god, my spaghetti daughter?
Yeah, we just
So and then you come down with it directly on top of the iris, and you will shatter it, and everybody is going to fall down unless somebody wants to get the fuck out of the way. Now is your chance. What do? Fucking Owlbear Sylvan.
I actually like Sarah's idea of attacking the big creature.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because that will placate my thirst for a while.
Mm-hmm.
So, deep breath.
All right.
Axes, and I go. Like, I'm going down with.
All right. So, roll me Defy Danger based on dexterity to kind of like fall and land well.
Fantastic.
The Battle Master going down as well?
Yeah, same thing. Mm-hmm. Yep,
Sarah
we can get down there now. I'm going.
Roll me dexterity.
Woohoo!
Chris just couldn't take that one. Chris is like, oh.
Where are my dice? Where are my dice?
Sorry, Sarah, I failed this time, so you don't have to.
Based on...
With an int of 7, I feel my only course of action is to grab my parachute.
I love it when an action declaration begins with an int of 7, I declare.
I do declare.
Finally.
Hey! All right.
Yay!
So the Chandler is basically floating around because he's a fucking Chandler, right? So he's like, this poor. It's because you were toppled on your side already. You were in the process of falling over. You were going to fall onto the iris, right? Except for now the iris is gone, right?
Yeah.
So you grab your axes and you hit the tunnel, like the sides, the inside is gooey and slimy and fleshy on your way down. Like, you're gonna hit the pulsing nervous system, and you are going to actually fall into, like, it's got to be waist deep raw ooze.
Excellent.
And you are going to take 6 damage that ignores armor.
Right.
And
God damn it.
you get to choose one thing on your person to be dissolved by the acid.
My crossbow.
Okay. So you fall and you pull up. About that time you've pulled up and you've got your axes out, your armor is starting to dissolve, but your armor is made of tougher stuff than the wooden crossbow is, right? It's made of very heavily cured, very well processed, and ritually endowed materials, right? But your flesh is starting to burn and your crossbow is gone, right, as you pull up. But that's going to be what happens to you there. The Battle Master lands deftly, right? Boom! And you're going to land on a spot where there isn't as much acid.
Okay.
All right? What do you do when you land?
It's
pitch black.
Yep. We'll be in, based on the anatomy of the eye, we will have landed on the lens.
Okay.
So, if you destroy that, it cannot see anymore.
Okay.
So I will proceed to destroy it.
Okay. Roll me hack and slash.
Okay.
Fail, 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 fail!
No fail.
I told you.
Would you like to expose yourself to an attack in order to deal extra damage?
Yeah.
All right.
How much damage do I do? I forget my damage die.
It's your damage die. You get a d6 for the extra damage.
Okay.
All right. So you bring your halberd around and you come stabbing down. And as you stab down,
D8.
a geyser of the gooey acid will erupt from the wound, and it'll just spray all over you. And you're gonna take 7 damage that ignores armor, and choose one of your possessions to be destroyed by the acid.
Dagger. And I take 7 damage, you said?
Yep.
Oh shit, I'm not doing so hot.
So I have only one thing that I could possibly do at this present moment.
Yep.
You said I have a field of acid.
Yep.
I have a fire trap. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a bigger fire trap by encasing it in acid.
You want an acid fire trap?
Yes.
Isn't that just napalm?
No, it'll probably. I know exactly what I'm going to do. The Kobold has no idea what this is going to do, but I know precisely. You have the appropriate materials. You're not taking time. You don't have any help. Roll me +1.
Excellent.
I'm actually a little bit nervous right now.
Hey, it works, sort of.
Oh, this is going to be great. All right, so you can form that trap. All right, now you have 3 acid dudes because you're still up top. Right? You have 3, like, blubbering, shape-shifting guards-ish. Like doing the zombie for you, right? And now you have this trap. What do you do? Tell me you throw it down to the ground and shout, FIRE!
No, I am gonna, however, sneak away. And by sneak away, what I'm gonna do is I am gonna drop my smoke bomb. But rather than dive into the eye, I'm actually going to grapple hook around, so I'm like climbing around the eye.
Climbing around the edge of the tunnels?
No, so the middle of the eye is a hole.
Yeah.
But there's still flesh on the.
Oh, so and you want to be
climbing
in the
down
walls?
the inside. Yeah.
All right, you're gonna have a grappling hook, so that's an adventuring gear spent.
Yep.
We already know you have smoke bombs. So you're gonna defy the danger of them by rolling dex?
Yes.
All right. Do it. Fuck it up. Fuck it up. Fuck it up.
Oh, shit. I have an extra point of thirst. I failed a roll.
On a 7 and 9. You can successfully grapple your way in, right? But if you do, the sudden jarring of like "Wah!" as you catch on because you're dumb right now is gonna drop all of your traps down the hole.
I guess I'm parachuting.
If you don't catch it, you're gonna fall.
I don't. I'm falling into the acid. My traps are worth more than I am.
Okay. I was just gonna have them all go off at the bottom, like I was
and kill my entire party.
Never underestimate the chaos a kobold can sow. All right, so you're gonna fall into the acid. You're gonna take 1d10 plus 1 acid damage that does not care about your armor, and you get to choose one thing that you own on your person to be destroyed. It could be something of scissors if you want.
I was going to say, hey, there's a sack of gold.
What do I have that's mine?
Your sheet will tell you.
I will lose one of my throwing daggers.
How many do you have?
3.
Okay. So your throwing dagger dissolves as you're like, ah, oh, ah, 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 ah! What does it look like doing the dance of trying to get out of the acid right now? Show me what that looks like, Kristen.
It's more stop, drop, and roll because I've got the traps. So I'm like, no!
Somebody clip that. I just need to have Chris rolling around shrieking no. Like, I just need that. I'll make it a GIF. I'll use it in Facebook conversations.
I mean, it's Saturday night most of the time. So.
Right. All right. So we're all down inside the eye, right? I haven't heard from Ravitas yet because we know how everybody else is doing.
I'm just so the baby black hole
because you were floating. You're still at the top technically, I guess.
Yeah.
And there are 3 oozes basically failing to take the forms of people. Now that the kobold is suddenly missing, like they lurch forward through the smoke bomb.
I look down. I guess everyone's down there now. I slowly float down the hole.
All right, so
in his toga.
Right, his Greek toga. So as you lower yourself down, you still got your elemental on a chain, right?
Yep.
The other 2 are struggling to get to safer ground where there's not like deep pools of acid. What do you do as you reach the bottom?
So what I want to do is that I want to because I've got my elemental out now. Would I be able to manipulate its gravitational field to create an anti-gravity field for the rest of them?
You could just do that on your own. Like, you don't actually need the elemental to do that. Do you really want to use the hazard to help your party? That's the real question.
Well, hazard is just... Well, does it describe it as just an environmental effect?
Right. Well, I mean, the word is hazard. It's not like beneficial twist of fate, right? Like it's.
Well, instead of if you put it that way.
I mean, if I use the word that is actually on the page, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. I want to basically just make an anti-gravity field so that everyone is just floating around.
Roll it.
Not in the acid.
Roll it so we can fight inside of the eyeball on the moon.
7.
All right. Do you contain it or go through with a complication?
Alrighty. I'll go through with the complication.
Complication! As you guys are like, whoa, right? Because the gravity just like stops and suddenly you're floating, right? There are huge bubbles of acid also floating around in the air. I think at this point, it's safe to say that the Slayer has probably got his shit together. Well, just in time to be like, oh, and like start drifting slowly, like, what's happening?
Yeah, can I like start trying to swim towards like the wall?
Yeah, you can. Okay, totally. Not even gonna try to roll. What do you want to do when you get there?
Attack it.
All right, roll me hack and slash.
I will actually use thirst because I can do that.
All right, go nuts.
Because that is now higher. So Watch me fail. Yep.
Oh my god!
So that's 3 thirst now. Fuck.
So you're like, swim, 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 and you go to fucking swing, but the motion of you swing, I mean, you're not used to no gravity. That's just not a thing that is in your natural experience.
I'm assuming I'm going to start spinning instead.
So you're going to start, you're going to start, like, spinning, and you're going to lose control, and you're going to, like, roll into an acid bubble.
Fantastic.
Take 2.
Yay!
And choose one thing to be dissolved by the acid.
Okay. My rations.
All right.
Fuck it. That'll do 2 damage.
All right, so you're like... That was my impression of somebody losing control of themselves in low gravity and being acid bubbled. All right, we're gonna move around.
XP.
You say what? Oh, and you get XP.
XP. Yeah.
So we're gonna shift around to the Battle Master.
Okay. Still trying to find my way to the brain.
All right, you're
Gotta kill this, whatever it is.
Give me that hack and slash.
Oh, here we go. Not good.
Oh God!
Hold on.
Do you know how difficult it is to stab things in no gravity?
Yeah.
Basically sits over here like, I'm helping, and like nobody is doing well right now. So like you go to swing and you start spinning. What is you're spinning directly for the elemental guy with the God. So you are on a collision course, a forceful collision course with the gravity manipulator.
Okay. That's okay. Because it's part of my plan.
All right.
I don't really know how to make this happen, though. I have 2 points of Gambit, and I can use them to deal your damage to an enemy. But since I'm floating in midair, unless I somehow pass a bubble of acid and I'm able to manipulate that towards something harmful to the thing.
Yeah, you could.
The fire! There's fire in here, right? From the kobold?
Not yet. He's got a fire bomb. He hasn't set it off.
Okay. I'm going to I'm going to use my motion to try and manipulate one of these bubbles of acid toward where the fire is going to explode from.
I know precisely how you manipulate the bubble without having to touch it.
How? And I'm gonna say to my hireling, now!
All right, so you're...
And take +1.
Okay, I'll let you transfer that +1...
To the next roll.
To your next roll.
Yeah.
To his roll, if you want.
Oh, sweet, yeah, absolutely.
All right, the time has come to use your fancy acidy explodey trap.
Question.
What?
I deal my damage to an enemy goes with that gambit use.
I'll let you deal damage that you would have taken from the acid bubble.
Okay.
To the thing.
So 1d6?
No, it's the damage you would have taken. So you deal 9.
Fucking hell.
That's good.
I think it's the first time we've actually dealt damage to this thing, isn't it? Or did you already hit it?
I mean, apart from cutting its iris.
Yeah, but you're like attacking the brain now, right?
Okay, I'm just.
Okay.
So
this is the first time we dealt with it.
It'll take 9 damage. It ignores its armor.
Okay.
Felix.
Okay, so I don't necessarily know what she says it's time for. So she's been trying to stab this thing. So I'm gonna be like, oh, okay. So I'm gonna grab my throwing daggers and I'm gonna throw them through the acid at the part that she was stabbing to try and extra stab it. And it's definitely not expecting this.
It's a brain, the size of a small building.
I don't think it was expecting some ocular assault. No, definitely not.
Go.
Do I get my backstab?
Yes, and poison because.
And +1 from me.
Are you throwing? You're throwing one of the daggers, right?
Yes.
Okay, so your dagger. You're down to 1 dagger left. You can use your poison. You do get backstab. 13 damage.
Or
I'll take 18 damage.
Plus the 9 that we dealt already.
27.
And
plus the 1. 28.
What are you going to do about the acid bubble that is floating towards you?
I didn't really get that far. Oh. I mean, that's what she did, so I guess I'll try that.
Roll me defy danger based on Constitution. The day I asked Chris to roll.
Oh shit!
Roll it.
What up, Zippy?
Tiny cobalt lungs do not a battle master make. So you're like, and you're gonna like get acid in yourself. One of yours goes missing.
My other throwing dagger.
All right, you're gonna take 6 damage that ignores acid as you're like the bubble will like pass through you.
How much did I take last time?
I think you took 7.
Yeah, it was relatively good.
Yeah, it was 7. You took 7 damage last time. This is 6. All right. So the bubble of acid is gonna like float through you, and you're gonna like and like as you're gargling, you're gonna come out the other side, being like, it's like in your nose. You're like throwing it up, right? But that dagger finds its way directly onto a nerve, and that poison will spread through this thing. Who here knows anything about War of the Worlds?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Just...
So basically what happens is this poison just so happens to be something that this entity from space has never really encountered. Its immune system has never had the chance to prepare it for this. And its flesh is made of just the right constructs of proteins and materials that it spreads like wildfire, and it starts to shrivel the whole thing. And the poison actually does immense amounts of work to just start, and the whole brain will start seizing and drying up until it finally snaps into this like raisin space. But as this is going on, the entire eyeball structure of everything going on underneath the city and everything starts to die and convulse and tear itself free of the earth, and the whole place is gonna start. First off, you're in here, it's convulsing and collapsing. Second off, the stone of the entire city that was built basically on top of this giant alien is starting to experience earthquakes, and so stones and boulders are starting to fall from the top of the hole all the way down and crash into the eyeballs, smashing guards and punching holes in the flesh of the eyeball, and you guys are stuck inside of it. What do you do?
This is probably going to be a bad idea.
I love it when people say that.
I you know how I can change my weight from heavy to light?
Yeah.
I want to do an anti-gravity heavy. Yeah, basically I want to shoot us basically out of the hole.
Roll it.
Out of the building, out of the sewers.
You still have that manipulation of the shit shoot, right?
Yeah.
I don't really want to nominate that as a suggestion, but perhaps you could manipulate that to kind of like push us out of whatever fucking hole we're in. I'd get shitty for that.
If it's solid enough, then yeah, he could slowly fill the floor and we can crawl out.
There's not enough time for that.
No.
Yeah,
Damn
like
it.
this is
No,
the
I
whole
mean,
dungeon is collapsing.
I mean like
Oh.
a
Yeah, he wants to, like-
geyser of shit, basically.
So you can
to
either
tell
use
us.
you can either manipulate gravity to just like shoot you guys like projectiles out of a shotgun, or you can use the geyser to just fucking rocket people out. Your choice, Sis.
Let's go for the shit geyser.
All right. So you're gonna spend a hold to make that happen. The advantage in doing
Yep.
this, is I don't have to ask for a roll. You already rolled that. Whereas if you had manipulated the gravity, you would have had to roll again. So, as the whole fucking dungeon is starting to collapse and you're hearing like this whispering madness on the air, you turn and you look, and suddenly like the sides, the walls of the flesh inside of the eyeball start to like dent inwards, like something is pushing, and then geysers of sewage will push out, like break through, and then immediately turn down at a 90-degree angle, slip underneath everybody, and the last thing you realize is what's going on is as it starts rocketing you up. The thing is, there's a hole, but there's also falling rocks and shit as you guys are getting shot out of this place. So I want to know what you guys are doing about all the shit falling at you while the shit is shoving you out like a projectile out of a cannon.
Once I realize that he's doing anything, once that mage starts doing anything, I drop my bomb down the hole that I just made with the dagger.
All right. What the 7 and 9 for that was going to be the fire was going to boil out the acid and make it into a poison gas.
Well, now we're outrunning the poison gas with a shit geyser.
Yep. So like the poison gas fills the chamber. You guys are rocketing forward. I'm gonna go around the table. Slayer, what are you doing? You got like boulders and like old pieces of pipes and shit like flying down at you.
Excellent. Once the kobold has fucking done his thing,
yep,
I want to use him as a shield. I'm going back to this tactic of utilizing the kobold as a kobold-shaped shield to project.
Roll me strength to grapple it. The roll indicates that Chris's character is trying to defend himself.
That's fine.
If you fail this, you are going to be the kobold shield. You understand that?
That's fine.
Okay.
Enjoy.
Wow.
Did you roll a 14?
I did.
Poor kobold. All right, so Kobold, you only have few options. How are you protecting yourself? Because you can't move out of the way. How are you gonna save yourself from like rocks and pipes and shit that are moving at you at a very rapid pace? He got a 14 in that roll, so you are stuck there. There's nothing you can do about that. You could just like try and tough it out with your little kobold body.
In response to this threat to myself, I can do only one thing that no one would expect me to do.
What?
I'm gonna stab the asshole to death that's strapping me and use his body to protect myself.
Roll me hack and slash. Yeah, that's fair. Like, roll me hack would be the first time somebody's killed Zangmak at the end of an adventure.
No. In fact, wasn't it you one time?
Yeah, it was me. And the DM didn't even give me a roll. I was just like, oh, I slit his throat. And the DM was like, okay. And I was like, really? All right, so you can both deal each other damage now. You aren't expecting this,
don't
so
I have
Chris
to
gets
pick one?
No, on a hack and slash.
Oh, okay.
I'm not attacking him. I'm just using him as a shield.
Oh, hold on. You were using the backstab move, which is
he is attacking me because I'm
oh, okay. Sorry, I thought that was a hack and slash, so that would have been an exchange of damage. But this is not a hack and slash. This is a backstab. The rules are different, so you get to choose one.
I deal extra damage to get this fucker off me.
All right.
I don't have a lot left.
Let's watch the murder happen, I guess.
This could be amazing, by the way.
I just wanted to be said that I'm still using a poison rapier because fuck
That's
you
fine.
in the face.
That's fine.
Are you dead? Oh god.
You are with 18
You're
damage.
dead!
So
now what happens?
He becomes a revenant that's fighting me.
Oh my god, player death.
there was a name on your lips when you felt the heart stop.
Read the move out loud. Read the move out loud. Go, Zane, go.
Okay. So, there was a name on your lips when you felt your heart stop. Was it a beast? Was it a person? When you die, say the name aloud. Your soul is now bound to hunt and slay the creature you have named. Your heart might not be beating. You might not even have a heart anymore. Your body might be in shambles. It doesn't matter. The bloodthirst consumes you for as long as your quarry lives. You have control over your body. You may act as if you still live, but you permanently have sick thirst.
This is the soundtrack for the transformation. No, So
every action you take must be in pursuit of your target, or you'll quickly lose control. You don't need to eat or sleep. If your body is destroyed in the pursuit, then your soul will be a phantom, haunting your quarry until its death. Find them, Slayer, kill them, and only then may you rest. And you know what that name is?
Tell me it's Ravatas.
No. It's Felix.
Okay. So this is one of the reasons I love Grimworld. Every class has a move that is this epic when they die. So here's what happens. Felix, you will succeed. You will stab him right? And then you'll yank the blade out. That will startle you, Revenant. And so Felix, you can grab him and turn him as he's dying and stunned. The poison is working its way through his body, and like boulder after pipe, clang, will like slam against the Slayer's body as you are rocking it out on the geyser, and you will both go sailing out of the hole, and you will land on opposite ends of the pit. And then, as you you will stand up, and you will. And then the body will stir, and you stop and you look. Uh-oh. And then Ombrin Silbalar will finally push himself to his elven feet, crack his neck, and eyes that are whited over with death. He'll draw his soul axe and his physical axe, and they will cackle for him. And he will take one step towards you, and you can bolt off into the city streets, vanishing into the fog and the cobblestone, and he will stalk after you into the night. Your stories have concluded. That brings us to the Battlemaster. Boulders, rocks, pipes, falling oozes, what do you do?
Poop. First thing I do.
Did you just finish off my, like, epic narration with poop?
That's what it is. That's what it is. I will, first of all, regret taking the halberd, not the warhammer and shield.
Right.
I will then subsequently attempt to ride it out. I had a way that I was going to do this. Oh, and I got so wrapped up in the dying that I forgot what it was. Fuck.
I got so wrapped up in the dying.
I mean, because he's propelling us out, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Towards the docks. We're pretty close to there still, right?
Yeah, you're coming out of the big hole, so it's going to be a ways to get to the docks, but you could pop out of the hole like a couple blocks away if you want. In that direction.
All right, well, I'm looking like street lamps or posts or something like that so that when I start plummeting down towards the ground, I can use my halberd to catch onto one of the street lamps so that I don't just hit the ground.
Right, but you got to get to the top of the hole without being bashed to death by all the shit falling down as you're going out.
Oh.
You could, like, baseball out of the way with your halberd.
I might have to do that, because it's like, I don't know, none of the cool stuff that my type of character needs to do is at all applicable in this situation.
Give me a defy danger based on strength.
I'm just going to have to do that. 7. Good enough.
All right, so you're going to slam shit out of the way, right? Mm-hmm. And in the process, you're going to get kind of beat up, but you'll eventually make it up top. And you will land, and you want to, like, catch, like a lamppost. Mm-hmm. Like, swing, and you'll do that, like, awesome... as you'll land, like, on top of the lamppost, right?
That's part of my plan.
A couple blocks away. And this is precisely where you wanted to be.
Exactly.
Oh, there's the slippery eel.
Good.
We can, like, hop down and, like, walk in. And the grab...
And, I'll see Dave there, probably.
Yeah.
I thought you said something about a beautiful woman. Huh.
He says, ain't nobody ever seen her since.
Whiskey.
He'll slide you a whiskey. It will close the curtains on Zipporah. And that
Put it on his tab.
What'd you say?
Put it on his tab.
And Ravatas, you are being thrown up. You have an elemental on a chain. Shit is falling down at you. What do you do?
So, this elemental and its hazard effect, I want it to suck everything up that's in my way as I'm flying out of the hole.
Go ahead and roll me the attack command for your hazard to see if it costs you a command or a control. Not that it matters because you have 3 control, right? And you kept 1 last time, so losing control doesn't matter. So you're just like spinning the chain in front of yourself, like you've moved your grip so it's closer to the vortex, right? And you're spinning it and you're using it like a shield and just. And as you come spinning out, you're gonna hit the ground, boom! And now this vortex is this giant, pulsating, like undulating slime and shit and rock and pipe kind of, and you've got it on a chain, and you're fine. You know what? I think you have an idea about how you can handle that landlord. You can march off home. and thus having slain the alien threat from beyond the stars, solved the mystery of the monster of Blackchapel,
and went rent-free for the rest of my life. Fantastic.
Our heroes will retire to whatever it is that they seek, except poor Felix, who will never be able to retire again if he wishes to survive. This has been Dungeon World using the Grimworld sourcebook. I hope everybody had a blast. I tried this with a couple of new things. I had fun. I thought this was great. Sarah's dice just absolutely refused to let her do anything awesome. Which I'm not gonna lie, makes my inner Dungeon Master giggle just a little bit.
I understand that feeling, so...
Thanks for tuning in. Catch us tomorrow, 10 a.m. EST. Did I get that one right? Is it actually 10 a.m. on Saturday? Yes! For Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, the party has reached Neverlight Grove, a Myconid village. And I actually know what's going to happen now. I'll catch you guys later. Adios, amigos!